Tell now that you ain't talking about nothing. I'ma need something I can calm down from. I'm gonna pull it with the bar down one. 6 months in, I ain't down once. Ain't trying to deal with me. Okay, cool, you can sell that seat. I'm just hoping she don't fail. Cause when she do, I don't know what I'ma do. All that I heard that y'all was talking, it was comical. Pull up in your city for the evening, what you trying to do? Cause I'm open to it. I know.
Today, from Las Vegas, Nevada, it's Week 14 of the NFL on EA Sports. Colts.
EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to Las Vegas, Nevada. The atmosphere here, electric. No matter the venue, the home folks love their silver and black. They are fired up as their Raiders get set to face off with the Indianapolis Colts. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, we look at the Raiders here entering play. They come in playing pretty well, 6-3 in their last 9 games. Meanwhile, for the visiting Colts, it's late in the year. We all know it. We've seen the calendar for these guys. Their bodies could probably use a break, but they have to push on.
And they're really not as worried about that as maybe we think. They know they've got the entire offseason to rest. All they care about is the game in front of them and finishing strong.
First possession coming for the Raiders, and at quarterback, their longtime starter in his 7th season, Derek Carr.
That was a solid performance last week, wasn't it? 2 touchdowns, no interceptions, ran the team well, won the ball game. Bottom line, may not have been earth-shattering, but it didn't need to be.
The first carry down. This is Williams. Gets this to the 24 for a gain of 4. In a word, I would say productive, finding the end zone 3 different times.
Is it possible that you're really underselling it? 3 touchdowns, you're just going to call him productive?
What do you want?
This guy had a nose for the end zone.
He was good.
Had a snoot full, didn't he? How about that? Big-time game.
The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. Now the 5th-year running back is Jalen Richard. And he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35. 11 yards there, first down.
How best to describe that one? I'd say right down Broadway on that run.
A straight-ahead running. I think that might be something we see a lot of between the tackles today.
Well, he's enjoying things so far here this afternoon. Sees a crease and bursts through it for a solid game.
Intercepted. Picked up by Marcus Soon. And a super return as he gets us all the way down inside the 25-yard line. Colts ready to go to work here offensively, and it is Phillip Rivers, their veteran quarterback and longtime Charger, who will be under center.
I don't know what it is, partner, but every time I watch Phillip Rivers play, I just have a big grin on my face because he plays the game with such joy. Loves being out there. Remember, he's part of that great 2004 class with Eli Manning and Ben Roethlisberger, 2 of them still in the league today. Now he's probably going to go over 60,000 passing yards, 400 touchdowns this season. The big question mark, how much does he have left in the tank? I think he's got plenty.
It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up 2nd down. 6. Out of the gun, here's a give to Mack. And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. That one, a first down pickup of 8.
At the 11-yard line.
Well, there's plenty of real estate for him to maneuver on that run, and let's face it, it shouldn't be a surprise. He's one of the better backs in the league. had to come into this game with the idea, slow him down, otherwise it's going to be a long afternoon.
And he'll get this one down to about the 10-yard line. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
Now, that's a mountain of a man that just made that stop, isn't it? But he's more than that. This guy's nimble and quick. More than a space eater, he just made a great play there.
On 2nd down, here's a run with Mack. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Indianapolis. Marlon Mack with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Colts are going to take a first-quarter lead. That almost looked too easy, and I think thanks goes to the offensive line for making it look easy.
Yeah, I agree with you totally on that one. I'm not sure how much everyone understands the preparations that go into a game for an offensive line, because there's a reason that running backs and quarterbacks give them big gifts at the end of a season after a big year. The consistency and the continuity it takes to know each other and execute their blocks is pretty impressive.
Rosas good with the extra point, and that makes the score 7-0. Now after the touchdown, here's Rosas on to kick it away. And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24.
The Raiders take over 1st and 10.
The offense for Las Vegas about set to begin the drive. They had the interception last time. It led to the opening touchdown. So now 7-0 the score as they start 1st and 10. And he's able to plow forward up to about the 29, just shy of the 30. He's brought down there by Kenny Moore.
Brings up 2nd and 5.
And from the 29. And now the ball's out. Lost it. And the Colts pick it up. And this drive will start on the edge of the red zone at the 20-yard line. The defense, they were swarming that time and ultimately got to him before he could get rid of the football and knocked it free.
And don't you feel just a little bit of sympathy for him back there, though? So much going on, so much swirling around. He's trying to find someone downfield. He's trying to move around to find an open target. Sometimes you forget the number one thing, take care of the football.
Rivers now after the fumble recovery. And the catch made by Hilton. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8.
To number 13.
The numbers from last week for Hilton. 4 catches, 53 yards, and a touchdown.
And he was able to get open there, but that's not always easy against this bunch defensively. We are deep enough into the season where numbers count. This is number 1 rated defense in the NFL. He'll have a tough time.
This will be caught at about the 6. And from the 9, they get this to the 5-yard line.
Jack Doyle.
And the ball smack dab on the 5-yard line. Here's 2nd and goal.
The 5-yard line.
They'll run it out of the gun with Mack. And the hole closes quickly here. He can fight only to about the 4. Down on the field, we've got an injured Colt after that last play. We'll take a break and get a report from Vegas after this. Now, they'd really like to make the short field pay off. We'll see if they can, but this is 3rd and goal. That ball is caught. It's Doyle. Touchdown, Colts.
Complete to Jack Doyle.
Jack Doyle with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Colts, they add on to their advantage.
For the extra point.
You get down near the goal line, this is where having a sure-handed tight end becomes a luxury. And it pays off big time, especially when the defense sells out against the run. And he finds himself open for an easy touchdown.
14.
PAT up and good by Rosas. And it's now 14-0. Now after the touchdown, here's Rosas on to kick it away. Fielded a couple yards into the end zone. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23.
Raiders take over 1st and 10.
The Las Vegas offense ready to start this next drive. And job 1 here, Charles, just keep possession of the football. 2 drives, 2 turnovers to this point.
You're exactly right, Doctor. Hippocratic oath. First, do no harm. And right now, they're harming themselves on offense.
I like that. No one is mistaking me for a doctor, though. But thank you, Dr. Davis.
Brings up 2nd and 4.
From the 29. Carr. And he'll be brought down by the Colts. Darius Darius Leonard make that now 8 sacks for him on the season.
Well, someone's been up to the task so far in this game. They are already up a couple of scores, Brandon, and guess what? I think they're just going to pin their ears back now and get upfield, get after the quarterback.
It's been such a impressive first half to get that lead. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. A big play there as they get the conversion on 3rd and 13. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. From the gun, it's a run for Williams. And the hole closes quickly there. He gets maybe a couple up to the 38.
Darren Lee on the tackle. 2 yards on the pickup. It's 2nd and 8 at the 38-yard line.
14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports.
14. Raiders nothing.
From the 38, Carr will find Williams on the slope. And they'll get him to the ground, and he has another first down at the Colts' 41-yard line. A gain there of 21 yards. 1st and 10, and they've got 3 tight ends out there. A jumbo package look. They'll hand it off now. Williams. They'll fight forward for a couple down inside the 40.
I know we can't hear what's going on in that huddle right now, but I'll guarantee you at least one offensive lineman is saying, my bad, we simply couldn't move them off the line of scrimmage. We've got to do a better job trying to root those guys out of there.
And they'll get him to the ground, and he has another first down at the Colts' 20-yard line.
1st and 10.
One of the advantages of zone defense, as I remember it, is being able to see the play develop in front of you. One of the disadvantages, when they find those levels where they can hit you with it. Sometimes behind the corner and in front of the safety, it makes it tough to defend.
The Raiders into the red zone for the first time. 1st and 10 right at the 20. And they'll take it into the end zone for a Raider touchdown. Dexter Williams, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Raiders have cut it back to within a score.
Well, partner, that was another explosive run, and one thing I've learned in our time in this game, yes, the offensive line has to get a lot of credit, but for big runs to occur, the wide receivers have to block well downfield.
And then you have to have a good guy carrying the ball. And that one makes it 14-7. So that drive takes him down the field in 8 plays. And to cap it off, a touchdown run of 20 yards.
Daniel Carlson to kick off for the Raiders.
So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. Fielded a couple yards into the end zone. And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24.
At their own 24-yard line.
The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
It's 2nd and 8 at the 25-yard line.
From the 25 on 2nd down, Rivers. They'll run the screen with Mack. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. That one good for a first down pickup of 18 yards.
They ran that one well, and not only did they pick up a nice chunk of yardage on the screen, they sent a message to the defense. Rush the passer all you want, but you better be careful. We can hit you going back the other direction.
They run the draw play with Mack. And give him about 5 as he gets this up to the 48-yard line.
The ball carrier.
He did have the touchdown run earlier, but not a heck of a lot more than that throughout this game.
No, not at all. In fact, I would say that this defense has done as good of a job on him as they have on any runner in recent memory. Rivers on the money, complete. And they're well past midfield, just a yard or 2 shy of the 40.
Complete to Jack Doyle.
Good strong throw and catch right there. And so far in this game, the alleys have been open for them to get completions, and they're taking advantage of it.
And the stop here will come at the 38-yard line.
The ball carrier.
They give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6. We've hit the 2-minute mark of the second quarter, 14-7. Coming up at halftime, I'll go from one personality, that's you, Charles Davis, to another one in Orlando, the coach. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL. He and Jonathan Coachman both larger than life.
No doubt about it.
But you're stuck with me in this booth,
Yes,
and he's
I am.
miles away and smiling.
And happy.
28 yards the gain there on the catch and run.
A 28-yard gain.
So many times in my career I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing, but as long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
So not quite a first and goal. It's 1st and 10 from the 10. Rivers on 1st down. This will be caught at about the 5. And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4. A gain of 6 there on 1st.
Brings up 2nd and 4.
4 yards remain for 2nd down. From the shotgun, it's Rivers. And down he goes. Pressure gets him back at the 14. A safety with a sack there. LaMarcus Joyner.
Enough to start to have a good drive. Quite like a big loss on a sack, does it?
No, now they're looking at a 3rd and long, and suddenly the momentum shifted to the other side of the football.
And old Mo is a very, very fickle man.
And that sack leaves Rivers and the Colts with a 3rd and long. The Colts going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with exactly a minute to go before halftime. Ninth play of the drive coming up, and certainly not an easy one on 3rd and long. Rivers. The Raider defense strong on that one in coverage, and now it's 4th.
Intended for Marlon Mack. Incomplete.
A lot of times it's that first read that you had. Maybe you get it in pre-snap. He locked in on his target, but he was covered quite well, and that one's incomplete.
A 31-yard attempt.
Rosa's kick is good, and they will move up by 10 now, 17-7.
Raiders 7.
So the drive stalls out inside the 15-yard line, but they do get 3.
And I've talked with enough players nowadays that when they have these types of kicks, that no one says to their guy, hey, that's just like making an extra point, piece of cake. Because the extra point is not a piece of cake anymore. But kicking a field goal from that distance, just give them confidence and let them knock it through.
Charlotte on the return. The Raiders take over 1st and 10. At their own 28.
Derek Carr and the Raiders set for their next possession. He's got to dig deep here, doesn't he? Team's losing. He's not playing well either.
And they always tell you, don't press. You'll make things a little bit worse. But in this particular situation, you try and heighten your play a little bit. So far, he's thrown 1 interception. He wants to bounce that off with at least 1 touchdown pass in order to get his team back moving forward.
That'll wind up a gain of 27 on the catch and run.
And Derek Carr just keeps improving. He can be dangerous not just inside the pocket, but as we see here, outside of it as well.
Kid born in California, played his high school ball in Texas, had quarterback written all over him. Carr now on 1st down. And he's caught by the rookie from Bama. It's Henry Ruggs. The Raiders going to use one of their timeouts, as it'll come with 36 ticks to go in half number 1.
27-yard line.
Carr now on 1st down. Flushed out right. He's going to go up top for the end zone. And he's past the 25. He got outside the pocket there trying to improvise.
What happened He did call for the ball thinking that he was open, but I think the quarterback spotted him too late. And that margin that he had on the defenders, that got eaten up, and they came up with the interception.
Time for the next drive. We'll see what tight end Jack Doyle and the rest of this offense can do. Well, he's within shouting distance of a 1,000-yard season. Going to need a pretty good finish, though, if he wants to reach that mark.
Well, I like how you phrased it, partner. He is within shouting distance. If he stays on this pace, he's got a shot at it. But he needs a big game in there, right, to make sure that he gets it. So you know that during the week, in practice, and look, he asks for the ball all the time anyway. He's really going to ask for the ball and let his quarterback know he's open.
Took just one play to move all the way to the 44 as they try again on first down. Taken in by the tight end Doyle. And they'll work this down to the 40-yard line, tackled there. Now the Colts will use their third and final timeout as they stop it with 11 seconds remaining in this first half. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. Working out of the gun, Rivers. Catch made here by Campbell. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. So we come to halftime here with the visiting Colts taking the lead to the locker room. As we send you to our EA studios in Orlando, here's Jonathan Coachman with our EA Sports Halftime Report.
All right, Brandon, we'll get back to you and Charles in a bit. But first, let's get to some of these scores around the NFL here in a busy Week 14. We'll start out west at Dignity Health Sports Park in Carson. And it is the Chargers out in front as those two creep towards halftime. Taylor Gabriel, a touchdown reception. From there, let's head off and check out a second game. And they were winners in that one as they take care of the visiting Denver Broncos. 23-10, your final score. Finally, let's get down to Miami to see what's going on with the Dolphins. And they were losers in that game as they fall to the visiting Kansas City Chiefs. 28-10, the final. In the game you're watching, it's the veteran Phillip Rivers, who's up to his old tricks. His guys lead it by 10 as we send it back out to Brandon Godden and Charles Davis. Gentlemen.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3.
To kick off for Las Vegas.
Second half ready to get underway. The Colts with a lead, and they will receive the football. And this carries into the end zone. And Rodgers will hold on to this one, and it'll come out to the 25. Out come the Colts. They'll have it first here to start quarter number 3. They built a good first half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively. He was held without a catch in the first half, but he's got one here, and he also picks up a first down.
Indianapolis.
And now we get into the psychology of the whole thing, because a lot of teams with a 2-score lead in the third quarter, they almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think with this team, you got to figure at this point, this is a great spot for them to go into attack mode, really try and put the hammer down and finish this one off.
One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. Rivers hands this one to Mack. And he'll take this for about 4 up to the 46-yard line.
The Colt ball carrier.
I feel like I could see what he was thinking on that carry. Wanted to follow that big tackle through the hole. Ended up only getting 4 yards on the carry. I think he had designs on that one being bigger.
Now a dump off here complete. And he'll take it down shy of the 45 at the 46.
To Marlon Mack. An 8-yard pickup.
Another catch for him there on this drive, Brandon. And it looks like they're going to utilize him out of the backfield any way they can. And that time they pick up a first down. So now on defense, do you assign a man to him and try and cover him before he gets going?
Now this one to his tight end out on the right inside. And he'll cross over out of bounds right at the 25. The end result, 21 yards.
First down.
Nice job there of utilizing his big target. He didn't overthink it. Understands the catch radius, understands that he knows how to use his body to keep defenders away from the ball, and puts it right out there for the nice pickup.
They get him to the ground right on the cusp of the red zone after a pickup of 5 or 6.
It's a gain of 5. Brings up 2nd and 5.
2nd and 5 now. Rivers, complete to Hilton. And he takes it down to the 10-yard line.
Complete to number 13.
But one of the ways the quarterbacks keep all the receivers alive in a play, never lock in on any one guy. Make sure you keep your eyes moving, scan the field, and here he finds the open guy for a nice pickup.
And he'll go down, brought down at the 20-yard line. Maurice Hurst forced his way through, drops him for a loss of 10 yards.
Well, that was point counterpoint, wasn't it? They decided to throw for it on 1st and goal. Instead, the defense counters with pressure, and the defense wins, getting a big sack.
Second and 20. A play fake to Mack. Now Rivers. He's got Jack Doyle. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. A gain of 10 as they look to add on to this 10-point lead. Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
The pressure drops off as they'll look to throw. The Raider defense strong on that one in coverage, and now it's 4th.
From the snap, he certainly looked like he knew where he wanted to go with the ball, but surprise, that guy was covered. So that took his attention elsewhere to no avail.
A 27-yard attempt.
Rosa's kick is good, and that will open the lead up now to 20-7.
Raiders 7.
So put another 3 on the board. All things considered, a good opening drive to begin the 3rd quarter.
And as a defense, the way that this game is going, you're excited to see those points go on the board. Gives them a little bit of leeway to play with when they're out on the field. But they're real excited to see their offense score. Now they get to go out there and do their part.
The Raiders take over 1st and 10 at their own 21.
Derek Carr getting ready to go again on offense. And he comes out on the heels of an interception he threw last time they had the ball.
Yeah, and you know, the quarterbacks that I know that are the best ones, the ones that really know how to lead their team, they tell them, that's on me. That's my bad. Let's go back out there and move ahead again, guys. We can get this done.
One good thing for him. It did only lead to 3 points and not a touchdown after that turnover.
Big thanks to the defense.
That good for 21 yards on the catch and run. One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. Working from the gun, it's Carr. Reception here by Rose. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. That one goes for 30 yards.
1st and 10.
Still all sorts of time left in this game, and you'd like to be able to say take it one play at a time. But the truth is, they're probably going to have to hit on a few big plays in the passing game to close this gap, and that's a good start right there.
That is caught at the 7. Chewing up big yardage. Another nice gain there. This one goes for 20. 2 big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what. Continuing to pile up, and it looked like they were going to be able to eat into that deficit. Instead, now the deficit is even larger.
Yeah, they were on a march with a chance to get back within a score, but now that deficit continues to grow.
Following the interception here, Rivers. And this is going to be caught. It's good. And that extends their lead by 2 more. And they turn the pick 6 into a pick 8 with that 2-point conversion.
I love how you upsell. That is outstanding right there. What a big-time play. Big switch in how this game was going, and then they capitalize with a little bit on top.
And he'll be stopped up at the 25. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. And following the pick six, and they have decent field position in throwing that pick six. We'll see how they attack this drive.
And I think all you say to your guy is, listen, let's just take care of the football a little bit better. Make some better decisions on this drive, and they'll probably help him a little bit with maybe some really high percentage throws early to let him get settled back in.
But they told him, and they told us, they've got confidence. That's not a problem.
Yeah, not a problem at all. They just want to make sure they get things settled down a little bit for their offense and give their defense a little bit of a chance to rest.
He's going to rifle one deep left side. And his pass is intercepted for the fourth time today. Xavier Rhodes with a pick. And the return stops at the 39-yard line.
First and 10.
This spot in the fourth quarter with that deficit had to throw the football. Unfortunately, there's the risk of big turnover.
And you know you're going to be throwing against nickel, dime, all sorts of exotic defenses, but you have to do it anyway. Ordinarily, you might want to run the football a little bit, try and get them out of it. But as you noted, this time of the game, this point on the clock, had to throw it.
On first down, they'll start out with Mack. And he'll be brought down somewhat awkwardly here, and a late flag as well. I think this one's going to be a face mask.
Defense.
They're down here in the fourth, and that personal foul penalty is not going to help.
No, in these types of situations, players will tell you that's extra intensity. From where we sit, it's actually frustration, not a good play.
And now it's first and 10. A big mistake, especially when you factor in the personal foul yardage. On the handoff, it's Mack.
Marlon
5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on first down.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where there'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
2 yards to gain there, and now they're left with a third and about 4 for a first. From the gun, Rivers. Middle of the field to the tight end, Doyle. And down he goes, taking it inside the 10, just shy of the 5 at the 6. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a first and goal.
6-yard line.
Now Rivers. Got a man, it's Pittman, and he holds it in for the Colts touchdown. Michael Pittman with his first career NFL touchdown. And the Colts are able to grow their lead. They were still throwing with a comfortable lead here late, and now that lead even more comfortable.
And your first thought is there bad blood that went into this one ahead of time, that maybe they're seeking some revenge or they just don't like them? But the other thing that always hits me is, are they worried about playoff positioning? Right? Are they worried about, do you need enough points in case there's a tiebreaker that comes into play later?
Here comes Richard on the return. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line.
The Raiders take over first and 10. At their own.
The offense for Las Vegas about set to begin the drive. Their mini 2-game win streak appears it might be going by the wayside unless they can pull a rabbit out of their hat. A pass there over the middle to start things out. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. That's a good way to start the drive. 17 yards and a first down. A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for first and 10. A first down throw that's complete. That'll be a pickup of 10 yards. And that'll bring up a second and just about a few inches here.
In today's football, where receivers break tackles, make people miss, get upfield for the extra yardage, when you see a play like that where it's caught and he's dropped on the spot, that's a big-time play by the defense.
Tyrell Williams was the intended target, and that takes us from second to third down.
Incomplete.
As soon as I saw him break contain and get outside, my first thought and my eyes gravitated downfield, because nowadays, most of these quarterbacks, when they do that, they want the big play downfield. They don't want to throw it short. In this case, he took the shot. It fell incomplete.
That catch puts him over 70 yards receiving now as he's got a first down. On 1st and 10. Here's Carr, escaping the pressure right, going for it all. And too much juice. It'll be out of bounds, incomplete. Darren Waller, the intended receiver. And now it's 2nd down.
2nd and 10.
Once again, they'll come up on the 26-yard line, 2nd and 10. Going to throw deep for the end zone. And it's knocked away and incomplete. Henry Ruggs, the rookie, his intended target, and it's 3rd down. This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10. And down inside the 15 he goes. We are inside of 2 minutes left in this lopsided affair. So it's Raider football as we get you reset. They've got a 1st and 10 as they search for a late score. This is caught. And he is in. Touchdown, Raiders. Hunter Renfrow, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Raiders get a score closer. Now to add the extra point. It's good, and it's now 35-14. So that drive goes 8 plays, and it winds up in 6 points for the Raiders. So still lots of work left to do, but here comes the onside kick. And this is going to be taken in by the Colts. Well, 4th quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
Call that a loss of 5 yards on the play. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And a pretty big hole as he's down to about the 40. And a nice run to get him past the original line of scrimmage. A gain of 7. It's 2nd and 8 now.
And 8.
Staying on the ground with Matt. 4 yards on the pickup there as it'll leave them with a 3rd and about 4 more for 1st. The Raiders going to use one of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with just over a minute to go in the game. Rivers from the gun on 3rd down. Throwing middle, and it's complete. And he's got the 1st as they'll bring him down at the 28-yard line.
9 yards.
9 yards on the pickup there, and it keeps the drive alive. They'll run on 1st down with Marlon Mack. And he'll go down right on the edge of the red zone following a pickup of about 7 or 8.
Prince Amukamara brought him down. It's a gain of 7. Brings up 2nd and 3 at the 20-yard line.
So this one winds up an Indianapolis victory. And really, it looks
ton of credit because you and I both know, heck, they knew. But this is a tough place to play. Overcame that with ease, romped home with an easy win. And here's the best part for them. It'd be easy to get to the airport because the crowd left pretty early in this one, didn't they?
well, plus they have a police escort.
Okay, you had to spoil that part of it. Of course, they're going to get there. But think about how wide open things are now because this crowd didn't expect this.
No.
So they went back to the tailgate and said, let's go eat. This one isn't any fun for us.
Yeah, they took the drama out of this one pretty early on. So for Indianapolis, they pick up win number 7 on the year. And they'll head back home next week to take on the Houston Texans. Meanwhile, for Las Vegas, it's a loss that could have implications on the playoff race as they fall to 9-4. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. I'm Brandon Gaudin. Certainly have to thank Charles Davis, my broadcast partner.